Okay, this is my first full-length video. So in this video, I'll be explaining how many holes does a straw have? Quite simple of a question, but I would only have one definition for a hole. If we take this piece of paper, we can clearly see there's 1, 2, 3 holes in the paper. But we take that, block that off, we're for sure that this has no holes. No, although if we take a look at a much more three-dimensional object and rather than a two-dimensional flat surface, we can clearly see that there is 1, or is there 2 holes that are protruding from this object. Although if we take a look at a cup, let's take a look at this. Pretend the outside is like wrapped up with something. So if we look at this, this may be a hole. But if this was wrapped up, I would take this technicality as this isn't a hole, rather than a dent. So when you go in, you don't actually have a way to go out. If I take this short piece of string and I put it in, if there is no way for it to go out, pretend the outside is like covered up. If there's no way to go out, then it isn't a hole. So out of technicality, I'm going to cut this up into a smaller piece. This would become 1 hole, since it's able to fully go through once. Although, if this straw had an extra going out point, like this, this would technically count as 3 holes, since there will be 3 ways for this string to go through. So if we go through like this, we have 1 way to go through. Then I'm going to cut it shorter, just so it's simpler. 2 ways for it to go through. And then finally, 3 ways for it to go through. So so this number will increase exponentially, not exponentially, just increase in general when it goes through. So a straw only has 1 hole, since there's only 1 way for this to go through. Cups, bowls, plates have no holes, since they only contain something. So therefore, there are no holes. But these, there's only 1 hole. If you add another hole, and depends on how many times you can put this string through, that depends on what it is. So when it finally goes away, you can see how many holes an object has depending on how many distinct ways a piece of string can go through it.